What up, Factory Tycoon gang? It's me, Retard, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build every single vehicle in the game, because I just did that over the past hour. It took more than an hour to do this. So here we go. Okay, so first, I'm going to show all of the new buildings that were added in this update. We have the oil rig, which gets crude oil, that's the only thing it does. Then you have the oil refiner, which can either make plastic or rubber. So plastic, you can't just get plastic from... You can't just like mine plastic in a miner anymore. You have to use this to make it, and also you can make rubber for other things. And then they added this packager. So if you paid for the... If previously you paid for the ability to have level 4 and 5 stuff, well, they just made that free. But for people who already paid for that, like me, because I'm a loser, they added another game pass that is this, and it just increases everything's value by 20%. It's just a flat 20% increase. So that's cool. So what this does is it creates plastic, and then it wraps it, it packages it into a little box, and then we're going to showcase the new other things. So instead of having like conveyor bridge thingamajigs, now we have conveyor bridge ramps, so like this starts and ends the conveyor bridge. And we have conveyor bridge turns, so you can turn while up, like in the air. And then just the normal conveyor bridge piece, and you can just make that as long as you want. So I just, I made like a roller coaster, and then it goes in here, and these get sold for 12 bucks each because the plastic is 10 bucks, and then this adds $2 more to that, so that's good. There's also been a couple quality of life upgrades. So now if you have some sort of like, let's say you have this thing, and for some reason you just really like this thing, you want to copy this exact pattern a billion times, instead of having to individually like write out the thing, now what you can do is press this, toggle selection, toggle it on, select it, and now you can drag it. And now you have the other one. And the same principle works for deleting items or just moving items around and rotating items. You can rotate items. You can even rotate and copy items at the same time. Woo! That's so cool. As you can tell, there is a lot I had to build today. The only reason why it took not 4 hours, it just took like 1 hour, was because I just kept copying things, and it made it way easier to do this, which was very nice. So I think this is a really good update. It adds a bunch of things that would have been absolutely terrible to do before, but because of the quality of life upgrades, it's not too bad. So now we're gonna go over all of the thingies that I'm making, and we're gonna see how I'm making them. First, we have a wheelbarrow. So for the wheelbarrow, you gotta by the way, you have to turn off toggle selection to like tap things. You can't like tap things with it on. So whatever. For the wheelbarrow needs a medium wheel and medium steel casing, step a day. So for the steel casing, we just make steel and we shape it into steel casing medium. And then for the wheel, we have to make rubber. So we go crude oil, rubber. And we also need steel for the frame, so we do iron, coal, steel, put that in the fucking thing, and then we have wheel medium, because wheel medium is made of steel and rubber. And so because we are getting the wheels and the steels, and they go, it makes it great. Alright, the second one is a scooter. Now this just has a small wheel and a small steel casing, so it's actually very, very similar to the first one. I'm not actually sure why I made it differently. I guess I just didn't realize I could copy things yet, but yeah, you just make steel, rubber, and make the steel, but it's just that the casings are smaller this time. Here, we have the shopping cart. So this is a small wheel and a steel frame. So we do rubber and the steel, and then we do the steel again. You know what? Looking back on this, I'm realizing that a lot of these are very similar. Fundamentally, all three of these are just wheel and some steel frame, but they're just like different. It's just like different types of things. So they're very these are very self-similar. So yeah, those are how you build the what the fuck are these? The wheelbarrow, the scooter, and the shopping cart. And those are sold for, kind of high prices. It's nice, and they're built pretty quickly, so if you get this efficiently, it can actually make a lot of money. Now we're on to stage 2, level 2, Vehicle Maker 2. Where we have the bicycle, electric scooter, and the go-kart. So for the bicycle, we need wheel, medium wheel, steel frame, and steel chain. So the steel chain is just, you make steel and then you use the shaper to shape it into a thing. It's not that complicated. The fucking steel frame is it's basically the same thing. It's just you're making a steel frame instead of steel chains. Fucking, what is this? What are we making here? Yeah, just wheel medium. So the same thing that we did here. We're making medium wheels. All right, that's not too bad. Now I'm gonna cry now, because now the electric scooter, what you need is wheel small wheel, small steel casing, and the drive unit. And the drive unit is where this all starts going to hell. So you should already know kind of how to make the small wheel and the small steel casing. You just make steel and you shape it. And you make rubber and you shape it, you put it into a wheel, and you shape the steel, and those are the first two parts. But this third part, the drive unit, requires a constructor 2 to make. And you need to make a circuit board, an electric motor, and a battery pack. Okay, so circuit board isn't that bad. That's just copper and glass. Electric motors, it's sort of fine. You need a constructor 1, and you need to make fucking batteries, and you need to make these wirings. But the wiring is actually harder to make now because you have to have this. So we're starting to get into a bit tough territory. But then the worst part is the electric motor, because you have to make a circuit board, wiring, and iron. So the iron's self-explanatory. The wiring, just do the same as you did here. Wow, there's 3 oranges in a row. That's strange. Same here. And then the circuit. Fucking hell, I got COVID-19. Hold on, let me drink something. Yeah, you see that. And that all of these go together into making the drive unit, which is one of the 3 components for the vehicle maker. And as you can see, it's a bit of stuff you need for that. Then the next one is a small wheel, a medium steel casing, and another drive unit. So we have the medium steel casing, we have the small wheel, and then all the way back here, because I started running out of space. Oh, Jesus, that's... Well, I told you I didn't try to make this compressed. I mean, I was just worried if it would fit. But yeah, I just copied this. This is where I started getting really thankful that they had just added the copying mechanism, because instead of having to build this whole thing again, I could just go like... There we go, another one. Beautiful. That's way easier. So those are all the level 2 things. Now we got the fucking Vehicle Maker 3, which requires a big wheel, big steel casing, V2 engine. Oh wait, no, the Vehicle Maker 3 motorcycle. So we have the Vehicle Maker 3 that makes the motorcycle, the quad, and the golf cart. And for the motorcycle, you need the big wheel, the steel casing, the V2 engine, and the steel chain. So I think we've gone over 3 of these. This is the steel chain, this is the big steel casing, and these are the wheels. They're just different sizes. I mean, you just say instead of medium, I want big, instead of small, I want big, or whatever. But the V2 engine is different. So for the V2 engine, we have 3 components. The first one is wiring, which we've already gone over that. The second is piston, and you need aluminum and cast iron. So for piston, we have aluminum going in, but cast iron, what is cast iron? Well, they added a second item that these blast furnaces make. The blast furnaces now make cast iron ingots when you do coal ore and iron ingots. So if you smelt the iron and then you put it in the thing, you get double smelted iron. And then you combine that with aluminum and you get piston. And then the final thing for this is the V2 engine block. It's used as a constructor one. I think all of these use a constructor one, yeah. This is a constructor one. We have steel ingot, aluminum ingot. So we just make steel and aluminum and we put it in there and it goes in there and does that, and beautiful. Now we have our very own motorcycle. And the second one was a quad. What a beautiful boy. I don't know why I just spun there, but yeah. The quad requires big wheel, big steel, V2 engine, and wiring. How are these even different? Wait, not. Okay, so instead of a steel chain, this one has wiring. So I just kind of copied most of this, but instead of the I just made this wiring instead. Just made this wiring instead. This is the only difference between these two. So they're very similar. And this one, wheel, medium wheel, steel frame, drive unit, god damn it, and wiring. So we got the this is the thin wheel, wiring, steel frame, and then all the way up here we have this thing spreading out. It's the beautiful it's the drive unit. My favorite thing. Okay. So now we're on stage for fucking death mode, ultra mega hyper impossible mode. The Vehicle Maker 4 makes cars, vans, and trucks. They're all very similar. I was very relieved when I saw how similar these were, because the only difference between these three, other than like there's different numbers of these items, like this requires 1 vehicle body, 2 vehicle bodies, 3 vehicle bodies, but you know, that's just something that just slows it down over here, and I don't care enough to deal with that right now. I'm not trying to optimize this, I was just trying to get the easiest version of it. But the only difference was that these two use V6 engines, and this one uses a V8 engine. So we're going to go over how to make the V6 and the V8 engine first. So here's the engine making thing. To make an engine, you need wiring, piston. So we have the piston from the steel and the aluminum, and the wiring from the plastic and the copper. But the V6 engine block requires double cast iron ingot and steel. So you just do cast iron and steel, you put them together, you get the fucking oh my god, Jesus Christ, this is so complicated. And then this is the same, so these are just copies of each other because these are both just V6 engines, but this is the V8 engine. Now the V8 engine is very similar actually. It requires the piston and the wiring. I think it requires more pistons. Yeah, it requires 8 pistons instead of 6. That makes sense. But to make the V8 engine block, you need 2 steel ingots and 2 cast iron ingots. So it's actually the same, but it just requires more of them, I think. Oh yeah, it just requires a second cast iron ingot. Beautiful. Now we're gonna go over the 4 other components that these all share in common. Large wheel, vehicle body, wiring, and glass. Wiring is relatively simple. Glass is extremely simple. Vehicle body. Vehicle body, you make this by putting steel and aluminum together. So we just make steel and aluminum, put them into a constructor 1, and then they go in the thing. And then finally the last component into the last thing, we got a big wheel. So you get the steel and the rubber, you put them together, you get a wheel, you put them together, and you get $16,808, baby. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. But actually you get 20% more than that because you just put the packager in front. Huh. So this is kind of a waste that I haven't put that here, but you know what? Just for you guys, I'll do it. Just because I'm that nice a guy, I'll do it. Just because I'm such a super sigma male for y'all, I'll do it. I'll use this build a tool in real action and show you how it works, and then we'll do the thing. Yay! Can you tell I'm a bit tired? No? Well, you might be stupid. Why can't I move? Why can't I move this here? Oh. Oh god, I've shit, like misaligned everything. Hold on. Go there. Okay, I need to make sure to bring that one along, or else it will not let me move it. God damn it! God damn it! I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. Are we good now? Are we? God damn! What is in the way? I'm gonna kill myself. What is in the way? What? Oh, it's the fucking selling. Go, you get your ass on out of here so I can move this shit. I'm fucking dying out here. So let me do this in peace. Fuck. That was probably really infuriating to watch that happen, huh? But I don't really care. There we go. Put that there. Bring this fella over. And now we're gonna connect all these up. And it's gonna be a grand old time when it finally fucking works again. I figured it out again. Are we, is this right? I can't really tell. Is this gonna work? Is this, doing it? Yeah, it's doing it. So now it's packaged and we sell it for $20,169. So let's do a little bit of game theorying here. It takes 2.17 seconds for this to be made. So like the fastest you can make these is 2.17 seconds. If you, I don't know, somehow manage to get it at maximum efficiency. I think that would be really hard. But I don't know. I haven't even tried yet. So 20,000, 2.17 seconds. That's like 10,000 money per second, just under $10,000 per second. With one producer, with one product. That's a lot. And compared to like, if we compare this to like, let's see, how much was this plus 20%? Server rack is 12 seconds. And this would be like 28,000 divided by 12. That'd be like 2,000 per second. So yeah, these, even the maxed out server racks are like a fifth as productive as the maxed out mega truck super death maker things. But obviously that's a lot. This is a lot harder to do perfectly. Maybe I'll come back with a video on that. Maybe I'll make a video on that later. Or maybe not. Because, oh my fucking god. That was... Oh. That was rough. Yeah, doing all this and doing all that, that was a bit of a brain drain right there. But as you can see, we have a beautiful lane. Let me just get a cool thumbnail shot of this cancer. What's a good? Yeah, here we go. This is good. Let me take a screenshot of this. I don't know how to take a screen. I'm using an Apple keyboard right now. I put a little Apple keyboard on instead, so it wouldn't be loud. That's as loud as I can make it, but using my other keyboard's really clickety-clackety. Doing it just for you guys. Ooh, here we go, spinning. Fuck's sake. Okay, now.